I get DMs all the time from players that say, Coach Drew, I work really hard, but I lack confidence in the game. And I always tell them it's because they're probably not working on the exact skills that they're doing in games.
こんにちは、バスケ情報局です。NBA スキルコーチのドリューハンレンが試合につながる練習とは何かを説明しています。それでは見てみましょう。
I think the biggest mistake that players make is they waste so much time on moves and skills that they'll simply never use in games. You see it all over social media. Players juggling tennis balls, players dribbling while picking up cones, players that can't even make layups with their weak hand, working on James Harden step back threes, etc. And the truth is, my industry, the basketball training industry, deserves a ton of blame for that. I'm not saying that doing two-ball dribbling drills doesn't help. If you work really hard on two-ball dribbling drills, you will get better at your handles. But the problem is you can more efficiently and effectively use that time to get better game results. So as long as you're not forming bad habits, putting in any work is better than not working at all. But what bothers me is there are so many kids out there that work hard on their game every single day, but aren't getting the game results because they're not working on the right skills. And I hate that for the kid. I really do.
しっかり練習をしているのにいまいち試合で活躍できない、思ったように動けない、結果を出せないという経験をした方も多いんじゃないでしょうか。そういった経験がある方にとってドリューハンレンが試合の結果につながる正しいスキルを身につける練習をさせてもらえていないという言葉は非常に盲点だったのではないでしょうか。多くの NBA コーチやプレイヤーがゲームライクな練習をしろ、試合で使うことを練習しろ、試合で使わないことは練習するなと言っています。今している練習は試合で使うのだろうか、ゲームライクな練習をしているのだろうかという疑問は常に自分に問いかけるべきです。もちろんプレーの幅を広げるため、将来的に試合で使えるようになるためというような投資は大事ですが、ドリューハンレンが言っている通り、そういった目的もなく漫然とした練習に時間を浪費しないようにしましょう。試合で使うスキルを練習するためにはまず何よりも自分自身を分析、知ることが第一歩です。自分はどういうプレイヤーになりたいのか、自分はチームからどういうことを求められているのか、まずはそこを認識することから始めましょう。もしなかなか自分では分析できなかったら、チームメイトやコーチと相談したり話し合ったりするのも良い方法だと思います。ただぼんやりと上手くなりたいというのではなく、こんな風になりたい、こういう風にチームに貢献したいなど具体的な目標目的を持って練習するようにしましょう。
When it comes to working on their games, players should ask themselves two big questions. Number one, how can I contribute to winning? And number two, what skills or what things do I do in games? I always say the number one skill a player can have is their ability to impact winning. So players should always try to focus on helping their team win first and foremost. But the best way to do that is by mastering their role. And the best way to master their role is to simply get great at the things that they're going to do in games. It's not rocket science. If you're a 3-and-D type player, work on making open threes, work on making contested threes, work on locking up, etc. And so when you get those shots in the game, you'll feel comfortable enough to knock them down because you've worked on them over and over again in workouts. I get DMs all the time from players that say, Coach Drew, I work really hard, but I lack confidence in the game. And I always tell them it's because they're probably not working on the exact skills that they're doing in games. So number one, ask yourself, what can I do to help impact my team's chance of winning games? And then number two, ask yourself, what are the skills and things that you're going to need to do in games, and just simply go out and work on those. If you work on game skills hard with purpose, then you'll eventually get game results.